And welcome to this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, a tough one on Friday night.
It was a game that, the team with the ball last was going to end up winning that game, and that's kind of what happened. 3 stops in the game. They got 2 of them, we got 1 of them, and going into the game, I knew it was a mirror image. The 2 teams, big fullback, and running back, and a lot of the same offense, shoot splits, and that type deal, and. I didn't feel like we executed the game plan defensively like we were going to, but part of that was because we lost Josiah Headings in that first offensive play, and it took us out of what we had really game planned. But just tough loss. But we had some kids really playing hard for us.
We'll take a look at that game, plus look ahead to this week's annual Hog-Eye game coming up right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
And, Coach, back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show, Coach, you mentioned one of the stops was that fumble right down on the goal, right near the goal line.
Yeah, that was a tough break for us. We were sitting down there about the 4-yard line, second short. Had a center quarterback miss exchange, and at the time we didn't know how crucial that was going to be, but it ended up being crucial in the ball game, and then. Later on in the ball game, it's 27-27, and we're going for a field goal, and we let penetration come through and block it. So, two devastating plays in a very good, hard-fought football game against 2 teams that, like I said, were mirror images of each other.
Coach, after that first turnover, your guys, it looked like they were going to stop them deep in your own territory, and then a penalty. That was another thing that come back to bite you. 3 face mask penalties that really hurt.
We had 2 times when we had them 3rd and long, and penalties, mistakes, and they were mistakes by us. They say, well, they were there. You see them, and gave them first downs that just can't have 60 yards penalties, and. There's times when referees miss them, but it's pretty obvious when you got a guy coming up through his hand through a face mask. You just can't do it. We had another one with a block in the back. It just no sense in that happening. And you can't be in a very evenly matched, hard-fought football game. The team that makes the fewest mistakes are going to win, and Sequatchie made the fewest mistakes. I mean, I'm proud of our kids. We got some kids that are really playing hard for us and getting after it and playing tough, hard-nosed football. But then we got some guys that just keep making mistakes, and they've got to stop. They've got to straighten that out.
Coach, both sides of the ball, it seemed that your offense was moving the ball at will, but your defense couldn't stop the ball.
You're exactly right. They couldn't stop us. We couldn't stop them. We just needed somewhere along there. We needed a play to be made, and we were blitzing. We were doing different stuff. We were trying things that, and we look back on it. We worked a 50 front most of the week with Josiah at one end and Daedric and Gilbert Gifford at the other end. And when Josiah went down, he had worked the weak side in most of the week, and We brought another guy in, and he wasn't getting it done. He wasn't sure exactly what to do, and that wasn't his fault. That was as much mine as anybody's. But went back to a 3-3 stack, and I think on one side our dog was playing pretty good. On the other side our dog was playing soft, and they ran at him the rest of the night. And they beat us with about 3 or 4 plays. Same thing we do a lot of times to teams, and it was discouraging. But you can look and see. We can play better than that, We just need to step up and make a play.
Coach, you had a couple of special teams errors. You missed a field or extra point, and then that field goal blocked at the end. The guy come through. I mean, he looked like nobody touched him.
Well, we've worked with our line. We've talked to our line about stepping behind the guy, keeping your left foot still, stepping behind the guy to your right, locking your helmet in behind, and we've had a young man struggle with that, and that's exactly where they came from. And I know they saw that on film, and they just, it was a 4-man rush, and he come right through there and blocked it. And we just got to execute better.
Coach, offensively, we saw some bright spots, especially in the passing game. You had a good night throwing the ball.
Well, we've been working with Landrick the last 2 weeks on throwing on time, throwing on his step, and I was really pleased with that. He did a great job. Him and Lathan Drake connected, on 2 deep passes for us, and Landrick's got a good strong arm. We got to keep working on throwing and getting it out on time, and he's going to be fine. And pleased with the offense overall. I mean, offensively, we did a great job. It's the defensive side of the ball. You scored 27 points at home. At home, you ought to win the ball game.
Coach, the biggest thing on this, it was a region contest. It would have probably kept you at home for the first round of that playoffs, but now it kind of throws the whole region up in kind of disarray because we really don't know from 1 to 5 what's going to happen.
You're right. You can say you're going to have Upperman and Sequatchie playing the last game of the year for who's going to be first place and second probably. But 3, 4, and 5 is going to come down to what we do against Cannon County, what Smith County does against Grundy County, and those it's going to be a huge game for us.
And that makes every game, even this Livingston game coming up, even more important.
Yeah, because you get in a 3-way tie, and if you beat one and the other one beat you, and like Smith beat Cannon, we beat Smith. If we don't beat Cannon, something happens in that game, then that would put us in a 3-way tie, and then it's going to go to overall record. Whoever's got the better overall record's the first tiebreaker. And I hope we respond and we do what we're capable of doing, and we start executing a little better because this group of kids. We've had a few bad breaks. I mean, we've had some that we have earned. But we've had a few bad breaks. I think in the Upperman game we had some calls that weren't called that should have been called. But again, the Sequatchie County game, I knew it was going to be a hard fought ball game. Like I said, mirror images of each other, and they didn't, like I said, they didn't stop us. But the 2 stops that we had, both stops, one we had the misexchange and the fumble, and the other one we let them block a field goal. Those are things that we got to fix and we got to correct, and they're on us.
Coach, what about your injuries? I know Josiah went down on Friday. Any other injuries?
Well, Josiah, he's having an MRI or had an MRI today. We don't know the results yet. We don't know if it's a hyperextension or if there's other damage in the knee. And then Dalton Barger, he got his neck just jammed up a little bit. He's fine. He's just took a hit in the neck, and he's just sore. But Cole Cooper and Landrick both, they're pretty banged up. They're aggressive kids, and they're involved in contact all the time. But just sore stuff, and there's no injury there. They're just sore. So biggest things finding out about Josiah and what's going on with him.
Well, the Dragons are going to need all their hands on deck this week. It's the annual Livingston game, and it's one of the oldest rivalries in high school football. We'll talk about that when we come back.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Back here with Coach Derwin, Wright, and Coach. This week it's the annual Livingston game, and that should be enough said for these boys.
Yeah, their quarterback, number 18, he was young last year playing for him, sophomore, and he's matured. He's throwing the ball really well. They're throwing it all over the lot, to be honest with you, and not a bad running game to go with that. So we're definitely going to have to do a great job in our coverages and doing what we're supposed to do in the secondary because, their team, if they got the quick passing game, they got the deep passing game, they're a lot of combination routes. They're doing a great job with their offense in their passing game.
Coach, take a look at what you got to do to move it against them.
Well, biggest thing, got to keep executing. I think we can move the ball. But they're in a 4-3 look, and they do a good job with secondary guys and the way they play it, and so they're going to load the box on us, and we're going to have to be strong up front.
Defensively, what you got to do to shut them down?
Stop the passing game. We've got to stop the passing game, and we can't let them 3 and 5 yard us and then boom beat us up top. We've got to be solid in the passing game, and our corners and safeties. We don't have a lot of depth there, and they're just going to have to do a great job for us.
Coach, your special teams, they had a couple of snafus, and then, of course, almost had a short kick recovered by the other team, so they've got to come out and play better as well.
They do got to play better. And Livingston, one thing about Livingston's kicker, he's left-footed, and he puts the ball wherever he wants to on kickoff, and has an excellent onside kick. He's a really good kicker. If you tell him you want it on the 20-yard line high, he puts it on the 20-yard line high. If you tell him you want it on the left side, right side, wherever. So he's a very, very solid kicker in a kickoff game and extra point. But what I've seen on film is he's putting it wherever they tell him to put it and putting it away from whoever they tell him to put it away from. And he did an onside kick was about as impressive as one I've seen. Not only did he do the onside kick, he went down and recovered it. So, you got to be ready for that.
Coach, give us some numbers, both sides of the ball to watch for.
Well, I mentioned the 18, and then the receiving core, there's several guys in there. You've got, 4 and 5 guys that are rotating in those 4 spots. And, you got to be ready on all of them. In my opinion, they're all catching the ball well. 24 is the tailback. He's and 4 both. They're rotating those guys. I think that's exactly the right numbers. But one of them seems to be more of a he's going to take it straight at you. And the other one's looking to bounce more. So solid football team.
Coach, it's one of the oldest rivals York has, Livingston Academy. When you say York-Livingston, that should be enough to get any team fired up.
Oh yeah, you said it Friday night. You throw out the records in that game. I've known each team coming in losing and the other one winning and win that game. So it's always a game that's exciting to coach in. It's fun. It's they're gonna be a good coach football team. Bruce Lamb and that staff, they do a great job, and we've been lucky enough to win the last 2 years, and we know they're gonna want revenge. It's not one of those rivalries that one team wins a whole lot of years in a row, and at one point that was going on in the 80s, late 70s and 80s. I think York was kind of dominating it, and in the 90s it went to Livingston, and it's been back and forth the last few years. But they're a good program, and they're a 4A program, and we know we've got to come out and play well.
Coach, I know they would love nothing more to throw a cog in your playoff chances. And this game, as we mentioned earlier, could have some implications in the playoffs.
Well, you're exactly right, and, of course, Friday night was the biggest one. And, again, it was a tough, hard-fought ball game, and I think our kids, fought to the end. But a couple mistakes. But, yeah, this is it just made this game right here an even bigger game for us as far as what's going to happen the next week and the week after, and who we're playing, what if we're playing a 1 or if we're playing a 2 or if we're even in the playoffs. So it's big.
And we want a great big crowd to show up for it.
Oh yeah, we were on fall break. The crowd wasn't as big Friday night as what we've been having, but I think when you playing Hog-Eye, they're going to travel well. We're going to have a great crowd here, and it'll be a great night for football.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck this Friday as you host Livingston Academy.
Thank you, Gary.
Well, the York Dragons will try to bounce back this Friday night against their oldest rival, the Livingston Academy Wildcats. It's the annual Hog-Eye game. Everyone's urged to come on out and help support the Dragons and pick up a much-needed win. Until then, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.